everyone, and welcome to the last episode of Season 1 of Between Seven Mountains. My guest today is SHN, the Swedish-born rapper who has taken Bergen's rap and R&B scene by storm with his energizing music and equally lively performances. After 5 years in the city, things look promising after releasing his debut EP, 200 Miljarder Stjärnor, earlier this year, and to great acclaim. So, let's find out more about what drew him to continue his creative output from Bergen and his musical vision for the future. So, with that, please welcome my guest, SHN. So, SHN, thank you so much for coming on Between Seven Mountains.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, thanks.
So, your move to Norway, was it work-related? And what impact did it have on your life?
Of course, that's the most typical answer you can give.
It is.
A Swedish move to Norway, but there was a lot more deepness to that answer that I will take further down.
Sure.
The questions, but short said, I just need to distance myself from the surroundings that I was in my hometown. Mm-hmm. And luckily, at that time, one of my best childhood friends was actually living here in Bergen.
Okay.
So he opened up his home and said, come here and get a little perspective, you know, and take a little pause if you want. So I did. Mm-hmm. I packed my little small bag and I moved to Bergen and was planning to stay just a couple of months. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know that I was going to end up loving it so much.
Oh, good. That's good.
I love the city, I love the culture, I love the people, I love the nature. So it ended up with me ordering a ticket way back home and just packing all my most important stuff. And
just like that?
Just like that, taking my most valuable stuff, including my studio, and just going back to
that must have been heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been living there since.
All right. Well, we're happy to have you, man. We're happy to have you.
Thank you so much.
Actually, speaking on that equipment that you were talking about, this studio equipment, I heard a really funny story that you could barely get on the train with all this stuff. Could you tell us a little bit about that move?
That was a funny thing. You know, I packed this big studio. I bought a box that was probably almost 1 meter wide.
Oh, shit.
1.5 meter high, and then I had it on this, what is it called? Wheel cargo.
Oh, yeah.
The one with 2 wheels and a fork. Yeah.
Oh,
so I strapped that on, almost didn't fit. And then I went from my city to Gothenburg, no problem. Mm-hmm. Went from Gothenburg to Oslo, no problem. But when I came to Oslo and I was just about to enter the train, here comes this train conductor running like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, this guy's more or less telling me that I'm not allowed to bring it.
Okay.
So my heart started to pound, you know, really, I'm like, and, but in that second, I realized, okay, I need to do something now. I need to play poker with this guy. Mm-hmm. So I bluffed. Okay. So I looked him straight into the eyes and I'm like, hey, I called your company in advance. I told them what I was going to do and how big the package was going to be. And they said that it was going to be okay. Mm-hmm. So you better pick up the phone right now and talk to your boss and get this clarified, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to drop this package here in Oslo. Yeah. And there was a little moment of silence, and so all of a sudden he's like, okay, bring it on the train, but next time don't do this. I was like, I was looking at him cocky, but my heart was pounding like crazy. Ooh. So, but anyway, the next day I arrived to Bergen. It was snowing really crazy, you know, typical Bergen stormy snow, you know? Yeah. And I remember taking 3 steps out from the train station. Okay. And all of a sudden the box goes like this.
No. No.
The pin on the wheel has broken totally.
No.
So I'm like, okay, I'm not getting anywhere. But I was just smiling, of course, because I made it to Bergen.
Exactly.
And 2 meters away, there's taxi drivers just like, do you need any help? Oh. Of course I do. Yeah. And that was it, you know, luckily.
That's a beautiful introduction, isn't it?
that was beautiful story.
Well, at least you got some hospitality and a little help to get your stuff up.
I did.
So you've lived here for 5 years now, is that correct?
Yeah, almost 6 soon.
Yeah, almost 6. Yeah. Fantastic. So does the music scene here, does it inspire you?
Oh, Bergen scene has really inspired me to who I am today. Not only as an artist, but also as a person. Mm-hmm. And now I can come back to the question that you asked me in the beginning, like, why? How to say? Growing up in a small town as I did as a teenager, there was a lot of beautiful activities. Mm-hmm. But at the age of 15, A lot of places were shutting down one after one.
Yeah.
But as the creative crew that we were, now all of a sudden when we didn't have no place to go, we took that activity out on the streets.
Right.
And you know, in combination with not really knowing your place in the world, trying to find your identity, it's very easy to take upon the wrong one, you know?
100%.
So in my early 20s, I've already experienced a lot of loss, both personally and within my circle. Mm. So they just came to one point in my mid-20s where I was having a deep conversation with myself and like, okay, you need to do something now, otherwise you're gonna be caught in the same wheel, you know?
Yeah.
And then this beautiful friend of mine who opened up his home here in Bergen came into the picture, and I moved to Bergen and I met so many beautiful people. The first one I met here that introduced me to the music scene was actually named Aga Satar.
Okay.
And he introduced me to another producer, Jim Grimm, very talented producer. And then of course I also met my girlfriend, Fatima Revne, which is also a talented musician. So
absolutely.
A lot of doors just opened. Of course, also my producer, Tom. Mm-hmm. It was just so many doors that opened here. So I ended up like, whoa.
Yeah.
I really need to stay here, because if it wouldn't have been for Bergen, I can surely say that I wouldn't have been the person that I am today.
That's amazing. Sure. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you are a rapper with a highly unique style.
Thank you so much.
You blend reggae, you blend hip hop, you blend R&B.
Yeah.
What would you say, which artist inspires you the most, and which genre of music really speaks the most to you?
Oof. I love all of them, of course. I love so much. But in the end of the day, I have to say hip hop, of course. Okay. I just love the way of how rhythm and poetry is put together upon a beat, where you just, you know, sing out a melody. Yeah. It's very beautiful. An artist, as in today, that inspires me the most, I have to say Big Sean.
Big Sean.
You know him?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And of course his girlfriend, Jhené Aiko.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's just insane how he can be so deep in his lyrics and have so much attitude, but at the same time be so laid back. You know, that typical Big Sean vibe. So yeah.
No, he's a special guy.
He's a special guy.
He's fucking good at what he does.
He's so deep, you know. Yeah. Like I've listened to all of his albums now lately, and it's just insane. Like,
he's incredible.
Yeah.
No, he really is. So you've been always a really creative person from a very young age.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you've spent a lot of creative time now during the pandemic, sort of, you know, locked away working on music.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Have you been pretty creative?
I've been very creative, and but I can also be honest and say, like, I don't need isolation to be creative. I create music wherever I go, and every day I just get lines in my head, you know, and that can be wherever I am. If I'm at home, just woke up, or if I'm about to go to bed, or if I'm in the store, or even in the toilet, you know.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes. I need to write this down, and then in the end of the week, I have several lines, you know. So
most of your lyrics, do they just come to you, or like how often do you really like sit down and really dedicate some time to writing, or does it all just come to you?
It of course I do that, but the most authentic songs that I have, it just comes to me. I can't explain that, but it's great music doesn't come from the mind. It comes from something beyond that, you know.
100%. Yeah. Your brain is in your favor, that's for sure. It comes to you.
Not always, you know, not always.
Not always.
Favor, but
when it has a good idea, it lets you know.
It has a good idea.
It lets you know.
It does.
So what are your musical plans for when all the venues and festivals and concerts start opening up? Do you have like a game plan?
My game plan for now is like go back out there on stage and just, you know, feel alive again when it comes to music. Everybody that knows me and have seen me live on stage knows that like Shine loves to be on stage. That's like my home.
Hey, I could tell. Like looking at your performances on YouTube, and you explode.
Thank you so much.
It's unbelievable.
I would love to have you there live, you know, because it's the difference.
And I think honestly, everyone at home should also be watching look out for this guy.
You hear
his concerts are amazing.
Thank you so much.
It really is.
That means a lot to me. That really means a lot. But as I said, like that's my vision. Yes, building that empire and building that fan base brick by brick.
Yeah.
as soon as this pandemic is over, and knock on wood that it's pretty soon, you know.
And I hope so. I hope you can just get out there and make some fire.
Yeah, that's the vision. That's the vision.
Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about your 2020 EP, 200 Miljarder Stjärnor?
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable
Thank you
EP.
so much for
Can you tell us a little
listening,
bit about the backstory and the inspiration for it?
The vision behind that was to show my listeners, how to say, a variety. You know, because if you look at EPs and albums, they always have this red line that connects them.
Yeah.
This storyline. But for me, it was more or less the difference between the songs, because as you've heard, it's soul, it's hip hop, it's up tempo, it's even reggaeton.
Yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to show, like, you know, Shine is so much more, because in this industry it's so easy for us to get told, pick one style and stick to that, which may be true, but you know, evolution has had its course. So we have people with crazy ability, and I say this in the most humblest way. I'm a part of that category. So, like, why would I choose to limit myself just because somebody says so when I know I'm so much more?
Exactly.
So that was what I wanted to do with that EP. I just wanted to show the world so much more, and therefore the EP 200 Miljarder Stjärnor was born. And that song, which is the name of the song, the last song of that EP, is specifically dedicated to my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, which I can say is not one of she is the strongest person that I know, without a doubt. Because now as an adult, me looking back at our childhood, seeing what she did for us, the life that she gave for me and my 3 siblings, and still maintaining, you know, it's just unbelievable. So I understood also as kids, and I'm speaking generally now, it's very easy for us kids to, like, you know, how you say, foresee, like be blind for the fact of what our parents actually do and how we...
Just taking it for granted.
Yeah. You know, the effort and the work that parents actually put in to give us that everyday life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's easy for a parent to feel unseen, I can imagine. And that was exactly what I wanted to do for my mother. I wanted to let her know that I saw you. I saw you all the time. I saw the ups, I saw the downs, I saw the love and effort and passion, but I also saw the downs and struggles and hard times. And just wanted to let her know that I appreciate you so much, you know.
Yeah, no, that's incredible, man. I mean, the song is unbelievable, and you know, there's so many artists that just have an unbelievable talent to take those experiences that they've had and make it into something just beautiful that everyone can enjoy.
It is.
I think that's a message that everyone can understand.
You know, that song, even though it comes from me to my mother, I know a lot of people can relate to that song, you know, because it's all about just appreciating the one that brought you into this world.
100%.
And know that they are really doing the very best with what they have to give you the life that you have, you know, and never take that for granted. That's beautiful. So for now, even though my mama, she deserves the world, for now, I gave her this song.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I shall be happy with that.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's beautiful.
I hope so.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And of course, I also have to say thank you to Tom, which is the producer and mixing, master, and engineer behind that EP. Without
shout outs to him.
Yeah, shout out to Tom. That's for sure.
Shout out.
For sure. Yeah.
So that's what I have for you today.
Yeah, we can talk some more. If
we really can. And you know what? I look forward to the next one.
Get some beers into the video and we're good to go.
Yeah, no, we should. We should have a bartender over here.
We should.
So Shine, thank you so much for joining us. And we will welcome you back anytime.
I hope so. I hope I get to see you soon enough in the future. It was very nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, to be here.
It's really, we're very happy to have you.
Took over the show.
No, that's okay. No, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. No, we appreciate it. And thank you to everyone watching today's episode of Between Seven Mountains. This is the last episode of the first season, so you can expect more incredible interviews coming soon. Thank you so much for watching.
That's an honor.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.